I'm back from Kenyon University. Just took a weekend there. Pretty interesting. Had a lot of fun. Met a lot of people. But now that I'm back, I can finally start working on these videos again because, dear God, I have no videos on both of my channels since like I believe last week Monday between both channels. It's been kind of a really crazy mess lately. Um, However, there's a few things I want to discuss first. Um, I'm thinking of changing around my schedule. So the what if Deku didn't get accepted to UA, I'm gonna make that every other week now. Now I feel like this case in particular, I'm gonna have to do it for the simple fact that it makes a lot more sense to me. And I feel like every week it's just like, oh, it's pushing it out, pushing it out. Like, nah, that's not gonna work. I want to extend it. So when I get to when season 4 starts, hopefully the series will be just caught up with hopefully the what if will be just caught up with the anime and I can keep going with the anime in conjunction with that. So that's one thing. Second thing, I have a lot of video essays, quote unquote video essays that I want to do. And personally at the moment I'm in the mood where it's like I want to get these done, but I want to get them done in the most polished way possible. So that's that. So I'm gonna like when my videos come out, they might come out a little bit less frequently than I expected them to. But at the same point, I'm gonna make sure they're like a look a lot better, look a lot more like polished, well done, something that's actually um worth my time working on, worth my time producing, worth my time putting out there because what I put out there is basically my brand. And for the most part, I want to make sure my brand represents where I want to go. I want to represent the progression I have. That's two things. Now, this video in particular is going to be discussing a certain character. I did say I'll be bringing character discussions to this channel from Infinite Aura. I'm bringing them all over. So I'm going to have to like move. I'm going to have to like copy to find those videos, probably send them over because I can't copyright myself, can I? I don't think I can, at least. So I'm gonna have to like bring those videos over from anime or Infinite Aura and bring them to Aura Anime. Um, but today's character discussion is gonna be a discussion that I've been dying to do for the longest. And now the intro, the quote unquote intro, but like more like the background plus what I've been doing is out of the way. Let's get started with the character review for this month.
United
That was my favorite scene in this entire season 3. I mean, that really blew me away. But today's episode, pretty obviously at this point, is talking about All Might. All Might is one of the best characters in My Hero Academia, especially on the hero side. And All Might's a mentor. Mentors are people that we look up to. Some mentors are a little quirky, aka Master Roshi, and some of them are like really quirky, that they have a quirk like All Might. And All Might is one of those characters that initially I didn't like at all. Like he was a character that when I first saw him, it was just like, well, he's cool, I guess. I mean, I didn't know how to respond to him. It was like, okay, this is my first time watching this anime. This guy, he goes from looking like an anorexic to being the most buff guy in the world. And it was like a really interesting transformation because as I got used to his, because okay, so let me explain. I started watching My Hero Academia around season 2 in the tournament arc. With actually the first episode of My Hero Academia I ever watched was the battle of Deku versus Todoroki. A friend showed it to me, and I said, "Oh, I could really get into this." So I said, "I'm gonna go back to the beginning and watch the whole series." And I kid you not, by the first 3 episodes, I'm like, "Okay, maybe this was a mistake," but I stuck with it, and the main reason I stuck with it was because I saw some kind of like change, I guess, in the character of All Might in particular, especially with the way he was hyped up at the beginning. Like the beginning All Might was made to be, oh, he's like this Superman type of figure. He's unbeatable, and that gets boring, you know. I mean, some cases they make it work, like One Punch Man, for example, but in most cases, the Superman figure gets boring. So when I first heard about All Might and I first heard about this series, I'm sitting here thinking, this is gonna be just one hero that's like super OP and like solves all the issues in the world. It's like, and then I realized that's what he stood for, and it took me like maybe 8 episodes in to realize that's what he stood for, but that's not what he is anymore. He's not this symbol of peace. Like he wants to be the symbol of peace as long as possible, but that's not him anymore. It's not who he wants. He's not who he. Not that he doesn't want to be. It's not that he just can't maintain that figure, maintain that stature, and it's interesting because I felt like the more relatable All Might came with his injury and his backstory, the more I came to like the series as a whole. But I feel like I feel like I got a little sidetracked. Let's get back to the relationship between All Might and Deku. This is kind of a three-way relationship at this point. Well, yeah, three-way relationship between All Might, Deku, and now Bakugo. At the end of season 3, Bakugo's let in on the little secret of One for All. One of the very few people who even knows the whole secret of One for All, outside of All Might, All for One, Deku, Gran Torino, and I guess Nezu? I mean, I don't know. That was a little weird. I mean, he knew about All Might's depleted form, but he didn't know about I don't think he knows about One for All. So All Might lets Bakugo on the little secret of One for All. And to explain One for All in a really simple sense, One for All is a quirk, a combination of two quirks in particular. A quirk to stock power, and a quirk to transfer quirks. And this kind of like gives the connection of All Might to One for All. No, All for One. That's gonna be confusing, I can guarantee you now. It gives the connection between All Might and All for One. All for One gave the stockpiling quirk to his younger brother, who was against him. They didn't get along at all. He forced the quirk onto him, believing that his younger brother was quirkless. However, his younger brother had a quirk. It was a quirk to, I guess, not transfer quirks, but like stock power. So the combination of the quirk to give quirks and to stock power eventually became this quirk that was passed down from generation to generation until it led to All Might, which it led to him being super strong because it's a combination of like two quirks and then like stack on quirks on top of that. Like for one example, there's a wind quirk involved. I can guarantee you that there's definitely a wind quirk involved in the combination of One for All. But they're let into this little connection, like this little like triangle here. There's All Might, Deku, and Bakugo. Now let's first look at Bakugo and Deku because I feel like that's the main rival / relationship in the series. And it's like these two have known each other since preschool. They both looked up to All Might as a symbol of this is who I want to be. This is God right here. This guy is God, and I want to be God. But as they got older and older, they started to separate more and more. Deku becoming more of a fanatic of heroes and hero society, despite not having a quirk. And then there's Bakugo, who has a quirk and wants to be the number one, which means basically taking down anything that makes him look weaker. Case in point, Deku. And this particular relationship eventually gets pushed to the side where it becomes more of a Deku All Might relationship. And the relationship between them is strong. It's like a father-son bond. And I personally love it for that particular reason. It's a father-son bond that's really connected, really wholesome. It doesn't feel fake. It feels authentic. It feels like something that someone like in the real world could have with a father and son connection. And their bond becomes stronger. Deku becomes stronger. All Might becomes weaker. And we get to the scene I just played. where All Might uses the last of his powers to beat All For One. And this was a hard scene for me to watch. I'm not gonna lie, I rewatched it 4 times and I cried 4 times. It was a really, really painful scene to see the end of a hero like that. And he was so inspirational. It's kind of like painful to say that All Might's era is over. But the relationship that All Might made with Deku and Bakugo, it's still there. And it's like, it's still cultivating, it's still growing. And it's like, I like this connection between the three of them. And this is where I think All Might as a mentor really supersedes all other mentors. All Might is a character that's basically 2 people, if you look at it. He has his All Might, I am strong, I am powerful. But then he has his All Might Toshinori, where he's just like, this is who I really am. This is how I really feel. And that like duality in a single character makes All Might such an amazing mentor. Makes it All Might such an amazing mentor to Deku and to Bakugo. And I like it. I like the connection. I like the bond. I like the connection. I like them as an overall. I think All Might will be, when we look at anime like 20 years or 30 years into the future, I feel like All Might's gonna be a mentor that will be iconic. He will never be forgotten. Like, some people say they forgot about King Kai, which I'm personally shocked you could forget about King Kai. People say they forget about mentors. It's like, some mentors will never be forgotten. And All Might is definitely one of those. I think All Might's a character that no matter where you come from, no matter what walk of life you have, he's someone you can't forget. I had a script right for this video and I really didn't follow it at all. I just like things free scripted. Tell me what you guys think about this whole like freeform style of writing it, well, not even story making, but like freestyle type of filmmaking. It's something that I want to get used to. I feel like unscripted things are the best scripted, or like the best produced things, because it gets English gets the most authentic reaction, authentic moments from a personal perspective. And I think I could kind of end this video here. I personally believe All Might's a really good mentor, and I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to join me on Tuesday when I upload the next What If. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.